Happy Thursday. Welcome into another edition of the NBA Preview. I'm breaking down the NBA card here for Thursday, November 14, 2019. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are. We only have 6 games tonight. Actually, we only have 5 because one already started. Stupidest thing I've ever heard. I've never seen a game started early because of a football game. Look, if you want to watch basketball, go watch basketball. I don't ever remember seeing this, but that's my bad. I don't even half the time look at these games. I can care less when they play, what time they play. This one kind of snuck up on me, but we have 5 games to go over. We'll go over them here over the next couple of minutes. Do me a favor and say hello. If you're on Twitter, please retweet the show. And as always, hit the like button. And if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe. We go over every game here. I'll tell you, this basketball cards, both of them are horrific. There is not a lot to wet your whistle with. I have one game I like on this card tonight. The college card, I didn't really like much. And my mind, I'm irritated because, it sucks when there's no good games. It just blows. Donnie Seymour, what's happening? Yeah, that's some dumb Cleveland thing that they do, which is stupid. I guess they feel like that's gonna. I mean, I get it, I guess, but I've never seen any other team do it. I mean, it's not like I guess it's done once in a while, but it's stupid. Either way, I don't know that I would have bet that game anyway. A lot of question marks in that game as far as who's going to play. Hero, Dragic, Kendrick Nunn's cooled off a little bit. If I would have played it, I would have played the Cavs, but it wasn't really a game I would have bet on anyway. All right, let's go to the next one. Bucks and Bulls. No Middleton tonight for the Bulls, or I'm sorry, for the Bucks. Otto Porter out as well for the Chicago Bulls. This total or this number is currently sitting at 11.5. There are some 12s that are starting to pop up. Pinnacle showing a 12 at even money. So again, if you want even money and you feel confident in Milwaukee, you could lay it and lay the 12 and get plus money. I have some concerns about the Bulls in this game. I always have concerns about the Bulls because defensively they're not good, and they have an issue a lot of the time with closing games out, not giving a second half effort. And if you look at the Bulls, they're very reliant on getting to the rim. In fact, you look at from the Bulls' perspective, they're number 1 in the league at shots at the rim. So they're really relying on getting to the rim. If you look at how the Bucks play defense, they really kind of collapse. They kind of allow the jump shot, 3-point shot, and they just want to kind of stop you getting to the rim. And they use their long guards and forwards to kind of make it difficult to shoot jump shots. This is really going to come down to if some of those kids can make shots for the Bulls. And if you know anything about this Bulls offense, it's not really been a reliant jump shooting team. So I guess if you have one of those outlier games where the Bulls get hot, they'll surely cover here. But it's not really a situation where I want to depend on them. And no Middleton really makes it difficult. So if I had to play this, I would probably lean Bucks, but you're really just going to have to take what you can get if you're the Bulls. And look, if they can turn into a jump shooting team tonight and they have one of those good shooting nights, then they'll hang around here. But if anything has shown us this year, the Bulls, they're probably not going to do that. So from a schematic standpoint, this is a really tough matchup for the Bulls. I'd like it more, though, if Middleton was in there, and he's not going to be in there. Dallas and the Knicks here. Dallas laying 7.5, total 214.5. I was really close on the under here. I like the under. I wish I could have got a better number, but I think the under makes sense here. This Knicks team has been incredibly bad offensively. Like they're looking like a 90s team in the NBA. I mean, they're averaging like 94.5 points a game at home. I mean, they have just been horrific. You look at it in 4 games at home this year, they're shooting 39%. Both these teams play with a really slow pace. So I think the tempo will suit in under here. It's really just I worried about the Dallas Mavericks is how good they are offensively. And they just get good shots. They're good in the half court. The pick and roll offense is terrific. And without Mitchell Robinson, who I know he's probable to play, but from what I understand, he's coming off the bench. If he was fully healthy, maybe I'd like the Knicks a little bit more here. But This is a Dallas team that's really efficient. They really, really are efficient. Keep in mind, though, neither of these teams are particularly good from three. We know the Knicks' deficiencies offensively. This kind of seems to me like a 108-98 type of game. It didn't make the cut per se. It was close for me. But if I'm going to give just kind of a lean, this would be the only one I would give you. My favorite play is obviously the Nets, which I put out right before the show started. But yeah, I wish I could have got 215.5, 216, which is where I think sharp bettors bet it at. But this was close for me. It was definitely close for me. Um, Kristaps Porzingis is back in New York. I wonder if he'll ball out. Not sure. He balls out every game, so I don't know that it really matters where the game is. He's just a professional. That's what professionals do. Pelicans Clippers. This is a total pass for me. We don't know if Brandon Ingram's playing. Lonzo Ball's out. No Kawhi Leonard. Paul George is coming back. Who knows what the chemistry there is going to be. This is a total stay away game for me. I don't like the total. I don't like the side. This is a game I would totally avoid. Oddly enough, the Pelicans have been better offensively with, from a points per possession standpoint without Ingram, but I can't really believe that has much weight. So yeah, I'm gonna avoid this one. Just too many issues here. And if you're betting on it, I've got to ask you why. Why not avoid? Where else? Suns and Hawks. Another tough game here. Suns I like, but am I willing to lay 8 points with? Not really. I also don't want to back the Hawks, though. I just don't think this team's real good. I mean, outside of Trae Young, John Collins is out, and that's hurt this team. No Kevin Huerter tonight. They have a lot of injuries, the Hawks. Lean Suns, but are we there with them yet? Are we there where we're comfortable laying almost double digits at home with the Suns? Are we ready to do that? Trae Young it seems like his general job this year is going to be to kill bettors, where you look at him and you say, well, I have no interest in the Hawks tonight. And he somehow puts 40 out there for you and keeps you in the game. He's been irritating. I've had my two tough teams to back this year have been Portland and Atlanta. Both teams have when I bet them, they play like complete dog shit. When I bet against them, they play really well and fuck me. So for me, I'm gonna pass on this one as well. Just a bad card. This is what the definition is today. College is bad. This is bad. There's just not a lot here. All right, I like the Nuggets or the Nets tonight against the Nuggets. Just seems like too many points for me. No Karis LeVert, which sucks, but I still think you have competent enough players in this team. Joe Harris, obviously Kyrie Irving, Spencer Dinwiddie, Jared Allen. Torian Prince. I mean, you have plenty of options here. I mean, I guess we just kind of have to come to the realization that this Nuggets team, they're just not real good right now. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, they've been good good defensively at times, but this is a really good offense to prepare for. This is an offense right now in Denver that's just struggling. They can't seem to find much consistency. They're 3-6 against the spread as a favorite this season, and at home just 1-4 to the number. I've talked before. I really like Brooklyn as an underdog. I really do. Like, I don't care who they play. I'm looking to back them because they have guys that can create offense. They have guys that can take a game over, and they're going to do enough to stay in games. And on a random night in November, I'm willing to back them here. 3-1 against the number as a dog. You look at Brooklyn this year, 119 a game. They're keeping themselves in games. They're good offensively. They can rebound the basketball, which if you can do against Denver, you are going to stay in games. They're not a great rebounding team. They're a good rebounding team. They're not a great rebounding team. This is a Denver team that continues to struggle on all walks of offensive life. I mean, only 105 a game. They're only shooting 43% as a team. The three-point numbers are down. They're starting to look like a team that doesn't have a star. outside of Jokic and Murray, and Jokic has at times looked out of shape. Let's call it a spade a spade. I think he's a terrific player, but there's been certain games where he's looked out of shape. A guy in Murray who is good. I don't think he's great. I like the kid. I mean, he's a good player, but is he ready to lead a team? And are those two enough? Because right now in this team, you don't necessarily have much else. Outside of those, I mean, Will Barton's been average. Millsap's had his games. Gary Harris has struggled. Jeremy Grant's not giving you a ton. Malik Beasley's been non-existent. Monte Morris has been non-existent. Plumlee's been non-existent. And you don't play Michael Porter. Michael Porter's good, but you don't play him enough. Torrey Craig's not been anything like he was last year. This whole team lacks an identity. This team and the problem with this team also is their stars, the guys that you need to depend on, they're not getting after it. They're too slow. Namely Jokic. And Jokic is going to have to find it within himself. He's got to get in better shape. And so does, you look at other bigs, Embiid does as well. You've got to get in better shape. So for me, there's just too many things here that make me want to take the Nets. Look, LeVert being out, that sucks. I mean, I definitely would like to have him in there. But, again, I think you have plenty of options. I think Garrett Temple can step up. He's played pretty well. DeAndre Jordan's had a pretty – you look at the other night against the Jazz, DeAndre Jordan killed it. 15 and 17. He looked like the old DeAndre Jordan. So, for me, I was impressed the other night with what Brooklyn did, even without LeVert. So I'm buying them here. I'll gladly take 7.5 points. So Denver's one of the better defensive teams in the NBA. Okay. Well, I mean, you act like I don't know that. I get that, but they're also not good offensively. So, and this is a team that can score the hell out of the basketball. So. I'm very happy with the game. I'm very happy with the number, and I just happen to be wearing a Net shirt today. That's kind of interesting. Rest in peace, my guy Drazen. So there you go. Those are there's my thoughts on the card tonight. Nets have been getting cooked on the road. Okay. So, because one game they got cooked on the road. Now they're going to get cooked on the road tonight. Why does that matter? That was a week ago. Who cares? Why do I care about what happened a week ago? They also didn't shoot the ball well. Joe Harris didn't do anything. Prince didn't do anything. Allen didn't do anything. LeVert didn't do anything. Irving only scored 15. It's a bad game. They happen. What are you going to do? I actually had him in that game, I think. Watch the Nets win this outright. That's what I'm hoping for. PJ Clemens loves the Knicks tonight. All right, well. Good luck, bro. I kind of like the under there. So, yeah, that's it for me, guys. I'm out of here. I like the Brooklyn Nets plus 7.5. I will not be here tomorrow, guys. Actually, no shows are going to be on the channel tomorrow. I have some things I got to do, and I'll be out of commission all day. So I'm going to go have some lunch with Donnie and talk some shop, and you just kind of take a day off here. So I got my website starting on Monday, so I've got a lot of work to do, and I don't know when the next time I'm going to be able to do it. So I will not be here tomorrow. Not a huge NBA card anyway. It's Friday, so that's that. So if you're here and you don't see the show and you're wondering why, well, there you go. The show's the realist. Damn, Blazers got to be a fade moving forward. What do you think? I don't really think like that. I mean, I like the spot for them last night. They just, they couldn't figure it out. It is what it is. I'm not ready to. We're only 10 games into the season or so. I'm not willing to take teams for what they are now. We've got to remember Nurkic will be back at some point. I saw Zach Collins was back last night. That will help going forward. You know, I think the Blazers just need some rest. I mean, fucking Lillard's been playing a mile a minute. It's been crazy. Does it happen to you one day where you have 4 or 5 leans on an NBA and they all hit, but you didn't bet them, and the next day you lose all of them? Knock on wood, no, not really, not really. I'm pretty low volume anyway, so I don't. No, I don't usually have that happen to me. Who's my favorite NBA player of all time? Allen Iverson. Some of my other favorites, Michael Jordan. I mean, growing up, Michael was. When I first got introduced to sports, Michael was everything to me, and I'm a huge Jordan fan to this day. A couple other ones I loved. Steve Francis. I was always a big Steve Francis guy. T Mac. Um, to be honest, Charles Oakley. I was a big fan of his when I was a kid. I loved how he was physical and tough. I loved that Knicks team back in the day with Charlie Ward and Allen Houston, John Starks, Anthony Mason, rest in peace. Obviously Oakley. Fun teams. Obviously Drazen. He's always a guy that I've loved, and we didn't get to see much of him, unfortunately. But sad we didn't, because he would have been amazing. He was already a fucking all-star, and when he died. So thank you, Sean. Appreciate you. Thank you, Joey. Thank you, DP. Thanks for watching. Dennis, thanks for watching. Thank you for checking us out. I was always a big Dirk guy. Love Shaq. Shaq would probably be a top 3 for me. I don't think we've ever seen a player like him, and we won't ever see a player like him again. I mean, he was so dominating, man. I always remember him fucking beating the Sixers. After the Sixers won the first game in the finals, then they won 4 in a row. Guy I hated when I was a kid, Reggie Miller. I fucking hated him. He tore the Sixers' hearts out a couple different times. Hated that motherfucker. But yeah, AI will always be my favorite. He's probably my favorite athlete ever. Him and Michael and Shaq and Dirk and Steve Francis and T Mac, Jason Williams. I think he gave all white kids hope back in the day, and he kind of reminded me of myself. It's kind of like that. I kind of acted like that when I was a kid, so I always enjoyed him as well. White chocolate. I've said before, everything was better back then. Music, sports. We didn't have all this fucking technology and social media and shit. It was fun. It's a good times back then. You go outside and hang out. You weren't like, everyone wasn't just on their phone all the fucking time. And if you did, you had the Nextel or the Sidekicks or whatever. It was just better back then. But now it's just a distant memory. That's what sucks about life, You think about it. You think about, where you are when now, and that will never happen again. All that stuff. So many great times when you're younger. I'll tell you something that's sad when you do it. You guys ever on YouTube? You ever go and watch? Like I was watching the other day a video of Don Henley. He sings from the Eagles, the song "Boys of Summer." He performed it, and there were all these like older people in the comments talking about how they think back to when they were young and now they're old and they're sad, and it fucks you up, man. Like in 10 years, 20 years, like none of this will mean anything. Like, I'll still be handicapping, but it'll be different. I might know 1 or 2 of you. It's just sad, It's sad thinking about like your life, like then, because it was so fun back then. Everything was fun, going out and having a good time. And now it's just about real life shit, It's sad. It's disappointing. I feel bad for kids growing up these days. Yeah, so do I. I feel bad that they didn't get to experience the shit we did. You know, the AM1 mixtape tour, you know, big t-shirts, you know, fucking matching hats and jerseys and sidekicks and Nextels and two-way pagers and Ghostface Killer and Styles P. Like, these kids today don't know shit about nothing. They just, all they care about is this dumb shit. This fucking little baby and all this crap. You know, a shrink might come in here and say, this is depression talking. But it's not. I'm just reminiscing. I've been reminiscing a lot lately. Will I be here on Saturday? Yes, Saturday morning. You get old and have to get hookers. Well, I mean, that's kind of depressing. Maybe you do. I don't, but maybe you do. All right, I'm out of here. See you guys. I won't be on tomorrow. Remember that. I'll be back Saturday morning for the college football show. Take it easy. Nets tonight plus 7.5.